Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Minecraft with Feb. This is issue number 8, I'm going to say. I have no idea. I don't even keep track anymore. And today we're building a big dirt mound. That's all we're going to do, is build a dirt mound that reaches sky limit, and then we're going to jump off it and die. No, we're actually going to be making a mob farm, a passive mob farm, that is. So, since we're clearing this area out and putting concrete all around it, mobs aren't going to really spawn because they spawn on grass. So once we get rid of all of this is going to shoot up this really high for the spawn rate. So we're going to make grass platforms that are going to push them off into probably either like a lava pit or some magma blocks, or we'll have some rails probably on the bottom picking up the goods. So we'll get free food. I think wool, I'm not sure, wool might burn up. I'll have to test that to see if wool burns up or not. And yeah, so it should be pretty good. It'll be nice and efficient, and that's the project for today. So let's go ahead, jump on down. We need to continue clearing out a little bit. I think I want to go down a couple more levels, and then I do want to finish terraforming this. So that way it just looks more, I don't know, appealing, I guess, because currently it's like so bland. And it just like, I mean, it's coming along, but like it's just so weird looking because like it's so like erratic. Like I'm trying to clean it up a little bit because I tried terraforming it, but the stuff on the side was even worse. And so I don't know, I think it's starting to come along a little bit, but we also got to finish that one too. So we're gonna go ahead and get that worked on today. Alright, here we go, guys. I think we got the mountain nice and made. I think it's looking pretty good for the most part. It's looking nice and more, what's the word I'm looking for, realistic in a way. It definitely took some time to get it to look like this. And a lot of resources. I think this is just going to be about as good as I can get it. Like, I think it looks like a plateau for the most part. It definitely has a nice shape to it. I just can't really see nothing else I can do with this. I mean, besides just keep adding to it, which we might eventually. I might come back and, if I'm not happy with it, keep adding some more detail to it and try to expand it a little bit and see what I can do. But until then, we got to get rid of that. Definitely got to get rid of that grass right there before it spreads. Actually, I don't think it can spread right there. No, I can't because it's too high. Okay. So next up, we're going to go ahead and start building the building, I think, or we make the platforms. We're going to do one or the other. I haven't decided yet for the passive mob farm. So there we go. Alright, guys. So we're here doing a quick test here, actually. So we got all the spawning platforms made. We're going to put a dispenser right here where it's going to dispense the water out. And then from there, that should knock them down to there, which should be kill range. But I think we're actually going to put some water down there with magma blocks so that way they kill them. And that way we get cooked meat, so that way we don't have to waste time and fuel to cook them. So I think it's looking pretty good so far. It definitely has a cool feel for it. I think we're going to put a glass ceiling on top of this and maybe put like strips of like some sort of cobblestone or something going down the center of those. So the next thing we need to do is make sure those spawning platforms actually work. So we need to get rid of all things like this that are actually spawnable. to prevent item from them spawning, because as you can tell we have quite a bit spawning over here, everywhere but in there currently. So I want to make sure it works before we continue, just in case I do have to make some adjustments to it, because otherwise that would really suck. So time to clean up all this shit that needs to be cleaned up. Alright, so we've been making a lot of progress lately. We have the power elevator that's going down, I guess you'd call that an upside down one, to activate and power the water dispensers coming out of this to flush out any mobs that spawn in here. So next thing we gotta do is, well, first I'll show you guys. So that's gonna turn on everything, at least it should. That should send, there it goes, get a little bit of a lag. For whatever reason this needs to go twice. The signal needs to go twice because it only activates 2 at a time. And then as you can see, all of them are there. And then to turn it off, we gotta give it one signal there, let that go, and then do it one more time. And that should turn all of them off. If that is done correctly, yep, and that is all off. So we need to make a timing sequence to constantly turn this on and off, to constantly push that through. Another thing I have to show you guys down here is we have been making, well, yeah, I've been making a, I guess a look area, a floor to, like, you know, so you can come down, make sure everything's working, and kind of take a look at everything. So this is going to be it. This is going to be the holding center where we can watch the mobs getting killed and double check and make sure everything is working properly. There is a way down, kind of. Yeah, there is. Okay. There's a way down to make sure the minecart's all properly working. We do have a little window there to make sure, see if there's any issues, and make sure everything is running properly. I should actually take these because I don't think we need these for any reason whatsoever. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on with the work. We don't got much left to do. Like I said, we just gotta get the power system going so it automatically does it, so we don't have to manually turn it on. And from there we need to, what's the next thing? Finish this, the holding area. I mean, I guess there's still quite a bit left, so we're gonna go ahead and do that as we see Chayton using TP when he's not supposed to. Tisk tisk. But alright guys, I'll see you guys soon. Alright, as you guys can see, we have been making some progress to the passive mob farm today. So we did some testing today on the stream, and we noticed that our spawn rates haven't been too great. Not recently, at least. So we did some testing. We kept up the spawn chunk passive mob count. So we placed a bunch of chickens at the corners of the spawn chunk, so that way it wouldn't spawn anymore chickens or whatever. Well, any more passive mobs. Jeez, Fab, just try to talk today. Just try to talk a little bit. I always have troubles with this, and I don't know why, but sometimes the words just don't come out. Like, I try to formulate what's coming out, and then it just doesn't. But anyways, so we went ahead, we took the glass out. We took all the glass out, so that way, because we were seeing that we were getting a lot more spawns if there was no glass. Once we put glass on there, nothing spawned in here for whatever reason. So that's something I might have to do some more testing on. We got the wiring set up, so there's a timer now, which you guys probably saw. I went ahead, changed it. I changed all of that. And I had put a manual reset button in here. So now basically if I hit this, I just have an observer clock going all the way down. But so once I hit that button, I go ahead and do that, and then that will, you know, dispense all the water and make it so I can turn it off a lot easier. Because with this, you kind of got to hit the switch and kind of hope you did it on the right one, you know. So, and as you can see, it's kind of working. Spawn rates are still kind of low. We're going to have to try to elevate that, get that a little quicker. So as of right now, what I'm doing is I'm basically, well, these are the templates of where I'm going to put the chest. So let's go ahead and move these bad boys, and then it'd be trust there, trust there, trust there, trust there. I was going to have these auto sorted, but then it got to the point where I was like, you know what, that might be a little excessive, especially if the spawn rates aren't the greatest on this. We're not going to get that much, so it's not going to be a whole lot of work to come in here and do this. And as you guys can see, we went for a really like moody look in here, which I'm really digging the look of this. It's like, I don't know. I think it's moody. It just looks awesome. And speaking of which, it is becoming nighttime. So let's go ahead, put the bed back out here. Make it daytime so I don't got any worry about any mobs. So we're going to go ahead and set this up. We're going to get this to come out and around and come behind these chests and feed into the chest. And then from there we're going to find a better way to have this switch, because this switch is kind of bad. Maybe just have a button and then a door for the maintenance area. Do that up, and then we're going to finish up the room down there at the bottom as well. So the normal stuff, just doing work, grinding away. You know how this game goes. Alright guys, I think it's done. Like, I think everything is done. I don't know why I decided to do that. Like, I don't know, that's like some weird OCD kind of thing where you gotta like hit the door twice before you enter kind of stuff. That was really odd. I honestly, I am like baffled by why I did that. That's kind of scary. But anyway, so we got all this set up. I still actually need to put a couple more hoppers behind here, but that's just because I ran out. As you can see, we already took everything out of there. The next thing you probably haven't seen yet is this is pretty much this is all maintenance area, so it doesn't really matter. I just turned it on by walking in here. Every time I walk in here, you actually activate it with hitting that, because that actually powers that stone block, and then it goes through. But that's fine. It's not a big like nuisance or nothing. If you're coming back, or you're coming back here to turn it off or something anyways, so that's totally fine. The next area to take a look at, it would be the, what would you call that, like the holding cells, or the holding area, I guess, where all the mobs are. I guess I could probably put a sign. I don't think you need a sign to know exactly what that is, so on and so forth. But here's the holding area, so if you do want to come down here and look, you can, you know, see what's going on. Take a look. Did a little design, kind of thinking maybe I should have brought that all the way across, because it's a little awkward having that random gap there. But overall, I think I went for a pretty basic design. I even threw a little glass right here, so I don't have to go all the way down. I could actually just see it from right here, which is pretty nice to make sure it's still working. You can hear it too, but so yeah, I think that's about it actually. I think this build is actually done. Now we just gotta AFK here, get some drops from the passive mob farm, and this thing's rocking. So the next thing we're gonna do from here is we're gonna go ahead and jump into a time lapse. I gotta put up a bunch of trees, so we're gonna be placing up trees and trees and trees, try to liven up our base a little bit. It was kind of just flat, nothing else, you know, no trees or nothing. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So bring some life to it, and then from there, that'll probably be the end of the episode. Next episode, I think we're gonna start working on the iron farm. We really gotta get the iron farm working on, because we're struggling on iron so bad. Like, it's so hard to get enough iron. Like, I just use it all. Like, so many hoppers, I use it up on everything, so it's pretty rough. But actually, I really love the look of this place. You know, I think this base is coming along really well. Would like to get rid of those chests, maybe get rid of that map and make a map room somewhere. That'd be kind of cool, or like make a big map. We'll figure it out. We got plenty of time. So let's go ahead and jump on to do some terraforming.